Hello, my name is Dustin Barnhurst. Today I will be talking about the hows of whistleblowing. As described in the book Managing Business Ethics that was written by Trevino and Nelson, and they describe 7 steps on how to whistleblow. I will also discuss Harry Markopolos and how he blew the whistle on Bernie Madoff's big Ponzi scheme. So the first step that we're going to talk about is to approach one's immediate supervisor. And this is an important step because you should always go to that person that is right above you, because they can help you. They might be able to resolve the concern for you, and so you should go to them first. And also at this time, the second step is to discuss this with your family, because the decision that you make to become a whistleblower will have a huge impact on your family. It will affect their lives as much, if not more, than it affects your own. And the next thing that you need to do is, if you're not getting any results from your immediate supervisor, you need to take it to the next level up in management. You need to go and see his supervisor. It's a good idea to talk to your immediate supervisor and say, hey, I'd like to set up a meeting with you and your supervisor to discuss these concerns. And if he doesn't want to, then you should go to his supervisor anyway. And the next thing you should do is you should go to the company's ethics officer, because they know the things that you need to do to be protected through law, so that for being a whistleblower, they have all that information, the steps that you need to follow so that you can be protected from wrongful termination. The next step is to go outside the chain of command. It might be that you need to go to top management, or if it is a financial concern, you may need to go to the auditors or the company lawyer, things like that, or to those people, because they can also help you resolve this concern. And then if they don't help you, if you need to keep going, if your concern is still there, they're not doing anything about it even though you've expressed these concerns to them, you need to go outside the company. There are several regulation boards for almost every type of company, and so you need to go to these regulation boards and give them the information that you have gathered so that they can stop whatever wrongful acts or the concerns that you have. And finally, we hope that this never happens, but you might need to consider quitting your job or leaving the company. And most likely, if it gets to this point, it won't be that huge of a deal for you, because you don't want to work for a company that acts dishonestly anyway if you are blowing the whistle. We hope that it never comes to that point. Now on to Mr. Harry Markopolos. He worked for a different company than Bernie Madoff's company. He worked for Rampant Investment Management, and his company did essentially the same thing that Mr. Madoff's company was supposed to do, and that was manage stock options. And his boss came to him one day and he said, Mr. Markopolos, we don't understand how Mr. Madoff and his company can get these returns when the markets fluctuate so much. And so we'd like you to kind of try to go and copy his style and see if we can get those type of returns. And so Mr. Markopolos did that. He tried several different systems, and none of them worked. He never got the same results that Mr. Madoff was claiming. And so the more and more he got into this, the more concerned he became that something illegal was going on. And so he had a friend in the SEC that was in the New York branch that oversaw Mr. Madoff's company, and he started giving him tips and things that he had found. And this friend encouraged him to continue this even though the SEC wasn't doing anything for a long time. And so eventually, through his hard work and efforts, Mr. Markopolos got what he wanted, and that was to show the truth about Mr. Madoff's company. And as you can see, Mr. Markopolos, he didn't necessarily follow these 6 steps, because he didn't work for the company that was involved in the wrongful doing. And he mostly practiced step number 6, and that was going to the regulatory boards. And I think the most important thing that we need to understand from this presentation and these 7 steps is that whistleblowing is not easy, and it's something that we need to keep doing to keep going until we get satisfied with the results of our actions. And Mr. Markopolos is a great example of this. He worked on this case for nearly 10 years to show that Mr. Madoff's company was doing something illegal. even when the SEC wasn't doing much about it. He kept persevering and kept going. And so that's the thing that I want you to take mainly from this presentation, is that when you become a whistleblower, it's not easy and you just have to keep pushing on. Thank you.